Today we've got a video on Harmony, one requested by one of my subscribers 2 days ago when I made a video on Koti. So let's see exactly where we are with this coin and what's been happening with Harmony. But before I get onto that, what I want to show you is my last video with Koti. And obviously Bitcoin has done a madness and we had a massive dip, but if we go onto the charts with Koti, you can see it did pretty much exactly as I said, to the dot. So you can watch the video, it's all there, and if you had gotten in on this entry like I'd said here, you would have made some gains there. Obviously this cannot be held. Bitcoin dropped and it was due to margin trading on Binance, I believe, because there was basically margin traders up to about 150x on Binance, and because of that, because of everyone selling on there, we essentially had a huge drop in Bitcoin price, and a lot of stop losses were hit, and because of all those stop losses hitting as well, that's why we tumbled down even more. But you can see otherwise it would have been a great entry and we would have went up higher, and right now just think of it as a sale. It's still a great buy. Watch my previous video and you'll get to see exactly why I believe in Koti going up and the targets that it has at the minute, right? So I'm still confident. The market isn't completely gone yet. The bull run is still here. Do not panic, sell. Okay, but let's get to the coin in question for this video. So we've got Harmony 1. It's got a market cap of about 1.2 billion, and I do believe it is a very good coin to hold. So we've had a good run up, and essentially from what I understand, it is a coin very similar to Zilliqa, okay, and it's very important whenever we're looking at coins to compare them to their counterparts. Now Harmony, if we compare it to Zilliqa, has pretty much half the market cap. So if it's got half the market cap, we can see that I do believe in Zilliqa going up as well, and I am a strong believer in Zilliqa. So if Harmony can pretty much do all the same stuff and fulfill all the same criteria, then I believe that Harmony can pretty much reach the same goals as Zilliqa. Okay, so right now for a potential sort of target, I would say at least to the market cap of Zilliqa is very possible in this bull run. So that is pretty much about a 70% increase. When will that happen? Let's have a look. When should the best buying opportunities be? Let's have a look. Okay, so let's start on the daily first of all, and we'll be able to see everything in a lot more detail zoomed out. Now what you can see is we had this explosive action upwards from this point here, from about mid-February, where we dipped below this resistance zone, and then when we went past it finally, that is when we went upwards. That's why I've got this Fibonacci drawn here. I've got these zones marked up as well, and you can see within these zones, the 0.5 and the 0.618 region are the zones that we're looking for, and this is the zone that we're in right now. So right now could possibly be a very good time to buy, but even though we're in a retracement, it's important to have a look at what the trends are right now, what's happening at the minute, okay, to make sure our entries are very precise, and those precise entries will get us our profits that we need. Okay, it will make sure that we can minimize our stop losses and increase our profits. Okay, so we can see in this zone, we've hit this zone here, okay, and we bounced right off this 0.618 region. Even with this Bitcoin drop, we went right down towards this. We didn't go much lower, okay, only a few percent I believe, and then we bounced right back off it. So you can see these zones are very effective if you want to use them yourself as well. Anything bouncing off the 0.618 region from basically a consolidation back down towards a standard price after a huge sort of uproar in price is a very good time to buy. Anything that's in 0.618 region, and if it's a long-term coin that you do believe in, if it's ever at the 0.786 region, then that is a very good time to buy. Okay, so 0.618 is we've hit that. Okay, so there's one marker that we can look at and say that this coin might be a good buy right now. The next thing I want to look at is a few support and resistance lines. So I've drawn this line in concordance with the 0.618 region because it plays out very well. You can see we've had some resistance there, it's established as support, went back up, and then we've got that again over here even with this Bitcoin drop. Now it's important to mention that with the Bitcoin price drop, we're essentially looking at the patterns up till about this point, okay, because that's what I believe Harmony was doing at that point. Now if Bitcoin's dropped, that's Bitcoin being a huge factor and playing a part in Harmony's charts, okay. That's why it makes it a little bit less reliable when you look at this, but essentially you can see this bounce off, this rebound, and we have been green since. Now the next thing that I want to look at is this support and resistance zone here. This was the next zone that I believe we had. We had a little breakout down here, but otherwise this was the support zone that we were following, and you can see it was supporting it pretty well up till this point here. Now the next line that I want to look like is it's a descending trend line. With this descending trend line, you can see it hits it there, hits it there, hits it there, hits it there, and hits it here again. Now this is what we're trying to escape. With this you can see that because the price gets narrower and narrower, we have a descending, sorry, not a descending wedge, but we've got a wedge right now. Let me just show you the different types of wedges that we can have. We can have a descending wedge like this, okay, and essentially what the price will do in this is it will come up, down, and then it needs to break past this, which hopefully it should if it's a descending channel, and then you can expect it to go back up again. Now you can basically do the opposite of that with an ascending channel, and that is basically going to go down. It's going to be a bearish scenario. Now in this case you can see that fair enough, this trend line is going down, but this zone here there isn't really any ascending trend lines to have a look at with this. So with this we would call this a parallel wedge or just a standard horizontal wedge, and with a standard horizontal wedge we can go either way. So if we go either way, we're looking for a breakout, and of course, yeah, we have had a breakout here, but that was due to Bitcoin in my opinion. So this is why it's still important to be looking at this wedge and seeing where the breakout comes. Now with this, what we can have is we can have it coming up and out where it bounces off and goes up again, or we can have the opposite where it comes down below. Now what I really wanted to see was another main sort of resistance point that we had, resistance support zone, was this here, because you can see whenever we've had these breakouts it's came down towards here. Right now this was a breakout upwards as well, and you can see this is where we sort of had resistance and support. So the fact that we've passed this now is very good signs, and what I'm going to be looking at now, if I was to be getting in on this trade, is for Harmony to come above this support zone, okay, and then above this trend line here. If it comes above this trend line, then it is a very safe time to get in on it, but I would like a retest first, okay, a retest just as a confirmation. You always want a confirmation on anything that you do, because essentially if you buy up here, your stop loss is going to be that much further, right? Now there is normally a retest, there's normally a confirmation, and you can see if that even does happen, if it does get to this point here, we are going to be in a lot of green, okay? So after a lot of green, there is normally red as well, so that's important to remember. So essentially the reason why I am saying it would reach up till this point, and this is the point that I'm looking at, is because we can draw sort of line there as well. Okay, so you can see these two peaks. This is where we'd want this to be in line with. Okay, and if it breaks past that and comes back down to this zone, this would be a perfect opportunity to buy. Now, how can we look at our take profits? How can we look at how much it's gonna go up if we are in this bullish scenario? Sorry. Okay, so we want to look at the width, the height of the wedge. Okay, so this height of the wedge, if we can take that, and then from there we can see that this is the price that we're gonna come up to. Okay, let me just delete this stuff here so it doesn't get too messy. Bear with me. So yeah, we've got that, and that is the price that I would be looking at taking profit. Okay, so about here, that's our price that we're taking profit at. And if we get our stop loss tool and take profit tool, we're looking at about a 45% increase from that point. And I would say the bottom of this support zone would be our stop loss, right? So you can see we've got a really good ratio of about 4%, and that would be an 11% loss to a 45% increase on a coin that I believe has the potential to at least double, to come in line with Zilliqa, as it pretty much does the same functions. And on the website it claims that it has a lot more features as well. So there we go, we've got a perfect situation there, 45% up there. And then if it was to break past this all-time high, then we are looking at a 75 to 90% increase to at least come in line with Zilliqa's market cap at the minute. Okay, so that's our bearish bullish scenario. If we want to look at our bearish scenario, then I would be looking at, I would be looking at the coin bouncing up against this trend line, and then from this trend line coming back down. Okay, testing it, there would be a confirmation here against this again, and then we're looking at coming back down to this region and testing it there, or potentially coming even lower. Okay, but I don't really see that happening unless Bitcoin decides to do another madness like it did yesterday, but hopefully we should be good, fingers crossed. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. This was from a subscriber in the comments below, so feel free to comment below on coins that you want me to do analysis on as well, and if I feel like there is a good setup, then I will make a video on them as well. Okay, thank you very much for the support. Subscribe is really going to help me out. Cheers, bye.